Hello everyone, great to be back again. Today this video is going to be another of my motivational videos in the motivational series. So we're going to talk about how to handle or deal with negative people. Now before proceeding, I'd like to tell you that this is my experience on how I handled difficult people or situations in my life, and it might work for you or it might not work for you, but that should not stop you from observing and learning from different resources around you, such as self-help books or the self-help blogs or websites. There's so many of them on the net, or psychologists, experts, and spiritual gurus or life coaches. So whatever works for you, whatever is the best path, so do not hesitate to follow that. Me on my part, some of the self-help books which have helped me are those from Robin Sharma, Norman Vincent Peale, Paulo Coelho, Dale Carnegie, and so on. And some of the spiritual gurus that I follow are Sister Shivani, she's from Brahma Kumari, Sadhguru, Ravi Shankar, Gaur Gopal Das, and these people have definitely helped me in my journey to live a positive life. So let us begin. Now at different points of our life, we will meet people who are habitually negative or often complaining about how the world is against them. Whatever be the topic of conversation, they can be real downers, as they will find a way of spinning things in a negative direction, while at the same time making you feel as if there's little you can do about it. This kind of attitude can be really tough and even toxic to your moods. And some negative people can be so negative that it can be emotionally and mentally draining just being around them. Having a negative cloud of energy hovering around you in the form of people can suck the energy right out of you, and this can really affect your personal well-being. So it can be very difficult to be calm and positive in those circumstances. However, once we understand that although we do not have any control over other people, but we do have control of our reaction towards them, then we can deal with any form of negativity that comes our way. We just need to be mindful and take steps to deal constructively with that situation. For this, we have to be aware of how we react in order to diffuse the situation, however negative or draining that person is. Knowing when to remain calm and listen, or when to walk away and avoid it as much as possible, will help you neutralize any kind of situation and thereby help you maintain your own well-being. Taking some definite steps with the tips listed below are some of the effective ways to deal with any kind of drama or negative situation. Number 1, show your support. So when someone feels like opening up to you or looking up to you for solace, then do not hesitate to provide a listening ear and show your compassion. Actually, come to think of it, not only is it a feel-good factor to boost your confidence that people look up to you as a mature individual, or they come to you during their bad times, but it is also an opportunity to do a kind act. As all of us has often heard the adage that kindness begets kindness, so definitely it helps build happy hormones in you to bring in or usher in a state of positivity and a happy mood. Additionally, this is a chance to develop a stronger relationship with the other person, as this will help deepen the bonding and the trust factor between both of you, because all of us need a support system, don't we? And we can build that by first showing our support and caring for others. Then number 2, be empathetic. So one thing you must first remember is that when you're helping another person, the first thing is we should not be lecturing or preaching to the other person. Instead, offer an empathetic ear more than suggestions or advice on what they should do. Often it happens that when we find an outlet to open up our emotions, there will be a clarity to the problem we are facing, and solutions will crop up on its own. It will help us to find our own solutions. Hence, helping the other person to address their emotions will help them to mentally declutter their mind, and in turn will help them see their own problems as a third person, analyze them, and in turn help them find their own answers to their problems. The number three on how to deal with a negative person is not to argue. Do not try to make them see that they are being negative or debate on their negative attitude, as that will hardly make any difference. They are not going to change their views anyway just because you told them so. It will instead lead to more confrontation and pull you down in the process. Negative people usually exaggerate, and they have their own rational and 100 different reasons on their negativity while ignoring the positive. More than often, they have staunch views and numerous defenses to keep them hovering around their own dark cloud. The discussion will instead suck you in a spiral of negativity and drain you out of your patience as well as your time and efforts. It will reinforce their belief that everyone is against them, including you. You can instead help them shift their focus on negativity by not engaging with their thought process. This, however, doesn't mean that you have to ignore them, but to maintain an emotional distance when you engage with them. Actively listen to their issues, but don't take sides or immediately provide solutions. Let them bear the soul while you give non-commentable answers that neither instigate nor condemn the negativity. Give constructive comments, but if they are not taken with a positive take, then abstain from engaging further. The number three, ask questions. Ask questions that makes the conversation more interactive and makes the complainer feel that you are listening. Pose questions that lean towards the positive or influences the complainer to see the positive aspect of things. Inquire about the things they appreciate and value. Find out what possibilities or opportunities they can find from the events that happened in their life. Reevaluating all that they have in their life through questions will help them explore all the gifts that they already have in their life. It will help them discover their past and present strengths, recognize their successes as well as potential, and notice the things they have always taken for granted. It will help them appreciate and value the things that they already have and notice that their glass is half full. Asking questions that builds up a positive vibe will make the interaction positive and help the person envision a brighter future. For example, you can ask questions like, can you see something positive about this experience, or how do you think you can make it better next time? Or maybe ask them to list out the things that work for them. Or you can ask them what skills they think they have that can help opportunities work in their favor. If they keep ranting stuff like the world is a worse place or people are getting worse, then ask questions like, in what way? If it still doesn't change a person's mood, then what you can do is ask the person to seek out alternative ways to find answers, maybe from experts on the net, or psychologists or life coaches, or whatever works. Or maybe you can ask the person to leave the problem for now and stop worrying so much, because sometimes things have a way of showing solutions on their own, especially when you stop worrying and remove the stress factor from it. Then number 5, steer the conversation. If the above tip doesn't work out, then change the subject. Steering the conversation away from the complaints will give a hint to the other person that you want to talk of something else. Then number 6, it's lighter topics. So avoid topics that have the potential to trigger or draw the conversation towards negativity. Like for example, one of my aunts would go on about the pandemic and how things are going down spiral and what a helpless trap we are in, and so on. So what I do is I try to change the subject by asking what she cooked today, or did she check out some particular video, something of a common interest. You get the general picture. So changing the topic to simple things like common interests, daily activities, extended family, TV shows, online shows, hobbies, etc. will draw the person from the self-victimizing mode to areas where the conversation feels more positive. Then number 7, cut off negative ruminations. If a person tends to ruminate, that is, go over a problem again and again, maybe their financial problems or the past, so then intervene and try to change the topic to a more positive one. Negative rumination not only reinforces negativity but leads to higher levels of depression. So disrupt the negative spiral by talking about a common topic so that the mood of the conversation changes to a more interesting one. So one of my relatives, my aunt again, another of my aunts, she had gone through a lot in life and she also had the habit of ruminating over her past. She's kind of special to me and I do love spending time with her, but at times counseling others can be quite draining. In that case, what I try to do is talk about one of our favorite spiritual leaders, that is Sister Shivani. Not only does it change the topic away from the past, but we also discuss the different kind of solutions this leader talks about to motivate others and how we can apply it in our lives. Then at number 8, we have change the response. So another way to stop a negative person to get from getting into a negative swirl is to show less enthusiasm or give quick reply in monosyllables such as okay or I see. But be mindful of showing interest or reply in affirmation when the person is more positive. This will give a message to the other person that they need to be positive when they're around you, or make adjustments to be positive, and this will also show them how their positivity affects others. They will understand that their positivity is pleasing to others than their negative moods. Then at number 9, we have change of plan. Instead of focusing on their problems day in and day out, give suggestions to the negative person on how they can take control of the situations or handle these negative events in future. Support the person in making a plan to channel the negative energy in a constructive manner. For instance, one of my friends says that she is busy the entire day and she's fine with it, but as soon as it is evening, she feels lonely and depressed. She's a busy homemaker the whole day, but by evening she finishes all her activities and she has nothing else to do except for watching television or online channels, and during that time she feels very hollow, very lonely and very depressed. I know telling her or advising her to keep busy again can be tiring, because how much can one invest in physical activities after a hard day? So I tell her that it is the best time to relax during that time and do some creative activities like say meditation or craft kind of activities, like say painting. I'm always big on meditation when it comes to suggesting a happy lifestyle remedy, and also knitting, painting. These are also different forms of meditation and they really help. So after a lot of nudging, these days my friend, she does a lot of meditation in the evenings, and she feels better and even gets better sleep as she feels more calmer and more relaxed these days. Then number 10. Number 10 is to reinforce positive interaction. So instead of reacting to their negative moods most of the time by always listening or lecturing, do something different for a change. Do something nice or unexpectedly sweet on occasions. Call out or hang out with a person when they are not in a bad mood, or go for a movie to reinforce positivity. Compliments and praises work wonders for people mired in negativity. Although it might appear at first that they are not ruffled by it, but it will change in the long term because you've already sown the first seed of positivity. Then, number 11 on how to deal with negativity is to bring in more people. Hang out with one or more people who are more empathetic in nature or are from the same friend circle to diffuse the negativity. In this manner, you don't have to bear the full brunt of negativity and ease the load on yourself by letting others pitch in and help this person overcome their negativity. Then at number 12, we have set boundaries. Although you might be compassionate and empathetic by nature, but at times it might turn out to be a disadvantage. You might often find yourself as a sounding board when others have problems, and this can get emotionally exhausting at times. If this goes on a regular basis, it might bring you down and cause you more harm than good. Because although it is good to be a helpful human being, but that also doesn't mean that the entire world's negativity is solely your responsibility. So it is important to set boundaries that doesn't topple your mental balance, and you devote your time and energy as much as it is healthy for you and nothing more. You can do this by not taking too many of their phone calls, and tell them or text them in a kind manner that you are busy with chores and or work, and you'll call them at a better time or over the weekend. If it is a family member at home, then you can take a break by taking some time away regularly, maybe in the evenings, maybe go to the yoga studio or to the library or go for evening walks. If it's a friend at work, then you can stop them from sucking you into a negative spiral by changing the topic, like asking them about the next meeting agenda or politely asking them to get back to work. If certain topics like politics or personal issues make you uncomfortable, then you should not hesitate to make it clear. So we come to the end of this video. Hope my tips help you and provide you some clarity on this issue. Please feel free to mention your own tips or advice on how to deal with negative people in the comment section. I would love to hear them. In my next video, I'm going to talk about negative people who can be controlling and competitive, thereby making your life unbearable and toxic. So stay tuned. Bye-bye.